By the time you're watching this video, Christmas is right around the corner. And so to celebrate the holidays, the fancy cheers, just to get in the mood, just to get festive, today I thought, let's get festive with Ben 10, of course. As many of you know, Ben 10 had a Christmas special all the way back during this classic series run. Its only ever holiday special, whether it's related to Halloween, Easter. This is the only one it gets, and it's related to Christmas, and it's pretty weird. Animated shows are no stranger when it comes to Christmas episodes. Sure, you've seen a lot of them throughout the years, especially in the early 2000s. And like I said, Ben 10 was lucky enough to get one, as airing on December 11th, 2006, the episode Merry Christmas aired for Ben 10. And like I said, it's a wild one. The episode starts with Ben, Gwen, and Max obviously still in the middle of the road trip, but the AC is fucking broken, so they're all sweating, hot as shit, and as they say, they're in Death Valley. So in an attempt to get the AC working, get some heat in his fucking rust bucket, Ben turns into gray matter, but knowing Ben, he fucks it up even more, and they end up getting stopped at the side of the road, where they then see a door, a big ass door, guarded by two nutcrackers in the middle of nowhere. If you go around asking people in the community what their thoughts are on this episode, they probably tell you that they don't really like it or aren't too fond of it, and I can see why. As for me, on rewatch, a lot of the shit that happens in this episode is just a little too much for me to believe. I get it, we're talking about a sci-fi cartoon here where a 10-year-old kid is fighting monsters with a magical alien watch, but some of this shit is like a fucking random door, really. But we'll get to the rest of the shit when we get there. As the group goes through the door, and we see Grandpa Max being spied on by who we later find out to be a character named Mr. Jingles, because he believes Grandpa is fucking Santa Claus. Yeah, fucking Santa Claus. As our trio keep exploring Holiday Village, as it's called, we get some nice tidbits and just more lore on the three's familial connection, as they drop the fact that they've never shared a Christmas together. And that's supposed to make this episode feel a little bit more special, as later on they start to realize that this is the first time that they spend their Christmas together in this little holiday village place. But it's obviously cut short because we're dealing with two 10-year-olds, mainly Ben, and he says that's great and runs off and does his own thing. So this splits up the three of them into their own little groups. Ben goes and fucking runs over some elves while Gwen dances with the elves, and this leaves Grandpa all by himself to get caught and kidnapped because the motherfuckers here think he's Santa Claus.
There. That's better.
Max, as you can see, ends up getting kidnapped and turned into fucking Santa Claus. They all praise and rejoice at Santa Claus' turn. And then we cut back to Gwen and Ben, who Mr. Jingles knows is out there, so he sends these army nutcracker guys after them to retrieve them because he wants them to turn them into elves. But Ben and Gwen say, we're not going for that shit. And, Ben, he's about to turn into an alien. And this is the one time where a mistransformation actually makes me upset. Because how do we get an episode with so much snow, this atmosphere, and we don't get to see Heat Blast? Because he's going for Heat Blast, but instead the Omnitrix fucks around and gives him the Accelerator, which, don't get me wrong, Accelerator's my goat. But here I really kind of wanted to see Heat Blast go off in a cold environment. I thought it was just been cool. But nonetheless, he turns into Accelerate, runs away, then gets cornered, and then he thinks, hold on, Brain Blast, snow, I'm about to have a snowball fight with these niggas.
Earth to accelerate? We don't have time for a snowball fight.
I was thinking more like a snowball slaughterfest.
After Ben completes his full-out murder spree on the Nutcrackers, they then reunite with this elf named Elfsgood, who warned them about the Nutcrackers coming after in the first place. He is here to basically explain the plot and what the characters need to do. He drops the bomb on them that there's a curse in Holiday Village and is turning them into elves, as Ben and Gwen right in front of our eyes turn into elves. And he also explains to them about Mr. Jingles, who's somebody who's obsessed with making Christmas perfect, which is the reason why they took Grandpa, because you can't have a perfect Christmas without Santa. So Elfsgood says, yeah, I can help you say your grandpa, get this curse off you. We gotta go destroy this big stupid ass machine, of course, because that's how we end plots in episodes like this and shit. Let's go destroy this big fucking stupid ass thing called the Jingulator. Dropping all this lore and shit. Basically, adding on to why I believe that this plot is really, really all over the place. There's a curse, there's a dumb machine, and there's little shit like them going through a museum of sorts and seeing a picture that Elfgood took with Mr. Jingles, and they're like, you don't fuck with bro, but you took this picture? He's like, yeah, I took it yesterday with him. And then they ask him something about a year, because the way he's talking, he's like, bro, what year are these pictures from? He says 1932, of course. So bro's like, yeah, I took this picture yesterday in the year 1932. So there's like whole time travel shit going on. It's a fucking weird episode. If you're following me right now, this episode's like, there's a lot of shit going on here. Going on with the episode, they go to infiltrate Mr. Jingles' headquarters by disguising themselves fully as elves and putting reindeer ears on Ben as Wild Mutt. And as you probably guess, they get fucking caught and put to work by Mr. Jingles as he sees them. He's like, you bitch ass elf, you disobeying me? You know what happens when niggas disobey me. Puts his ass to work. Ben also tells bro though, he's like, I want my grandpa back. He says, that's cool nigga, but you gonna make these toys. And that's what they do. Ben gets to making toys and shit. He puts Ben and Gwen to work until Ben's Omnitrix recharges. And this is where we see Gray Matter again, which I think he's one of the few aliens who shows up twice in an episode. It's cool, I guess, because it's just gray matter, and gray matter's kind of whatever, you know. Transfer to gray matter though, Ben makes a run for the Jingulator so he can break it and destroy the curse. He's bombing and weaving these bodyguards and henchmen. He's jumping through contraptions of shit to finally come face to face with the Jingulator. And he gets to doing his gray matter shit, being all smart, boom, 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 pressing buttons and shit to finally turn it off. And he does. He blows the fucking thing up. But they find out that they're still elves, even after they did what they thought they had to do and blowing the Jingulator up. And they find out that, it wasn't the Jingulator that was keeping us as elves. They get to the themes of Christmas just like every holiday special does. The reason we're still elves is because we haven't experienced the true meaning of Christmas. It's not about gifts. Say it with me, guys. It's about spending time with the people you love. So, Mr. Jingles, you gotta let all these kids you kidnapped go fucking home.
Christmas isn't about giving the perfect toy. It's about the spirit in which we give. Isn't that right, kids?
Yeah, but I bet giving me a Sumo Slammer Extreme Slam Down would make you feel really good, huh, Santa?
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but the reason they say the curse is still working for them is because they have to find out the meaning of Christmas and, you know, all that good shit. But they still deliver these presents. I know there's like a superhero cartoon, so they're doing the nice things, but I think like it's like he holds these niggas hostages, makes all these presents, and it's not even Christmas. And Ben, Gwen, and Max are still like, we'll deliver these presents for you, man. Like, bro, beat this nigga ass and take the kids home so the curse can drop. Like, maybe I'm just not following, but that's what they do. Ben turns into Stinkfly and fly around the world during summer, dropping presents. People are like, oh, summer and Christmas, wow, such a miracle. Like, this episode is just like really, really fucking like all over the place. Like, but I mean, it works because the curse eventually drops. The episode ends off with them coming back to Holiday Village to see that the curse has been dropped both on the village and themselves as they see Elfgood all grown up. And he gives them a wink like he remembers everything. Like I said, this episode is just really fucking weird. But it ends off on a nice note as Max reads a statue of Mr. Jingles in an elf, realizing that the messages that both Max and Gwen told him stuck, as his little statue reads, it's not the gifts that are given, it's the spirit that's given, some shit like that. And yeah, that's nice, that's good. You know, I like the message. And, you know, the episode ends off with them just being like, oh, I'm so glad we got to spend this little summer Christmas together. And they singing this hot-ass RV.
Ben's right, but cool might be the wrong word.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in an air-conditioned sleigh.
That concludes Ben 10. Merry Christmas, their only Christmas special. And like I said, it's really a messy, really whatever to me. Like I said, a lot of people don't really find it that entertaining. It doesn't have a lot of stick in the fandom, and I can see why. As whenever I think about Ben 10 in general, the classic series, I barely think of this episode. When I think of Christmas or Christmas time comes around, I never think of this episode. But I thought I'd change that today and talk about it at least to acknowledge it. And like I said, my final thoughts, my real opinion is that it's alright. Not too bad, not too good. I think you really watch this episode or you rewatch if it's like in season. Other than that, it's an easy skip. But thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holidays to you all. I got some big things in the work. I got some updates coming along. So follow me on Twitter. Stay posted here. I got some stuff I'm working on. It's really exciting. I think you all will enjoy it. And like I said, happy holidays to you all if you celebrate. If you don't, hope you have a good time anyways. And until next time, I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all.